Let's talk about some of the disliked actions. So there are a few things which will not cancel your itikaf, but it's something which is very bad. You're missing out on a lot of rewards. What are these things? The first thing is the worldly matters itself. So you must have seen some people who are involved in itikaf, but what they do is just they grab a corner and just they start all their life history and everything. Oh, I do this, I do that. They share all their stories. Itikaf is not the place for that. Yeah, it's good that we should know everybody and know their lives and know everything about them. That's a good thing, but itikaf is not a place for doing that kind of social activity. It contradicts the meaning of itikaf itself, right? Each and every second you should try to focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worshipping Him. And also, futile talks, even like forbidden talks, things like quarreling or even arguing with things, these are all people should stay away. Even if you have disagreements with the masjid committee or whatever, you just stay there, finish your itikaf, and then we can talk about those things. But in the itikaf, you should just forget about everything. And also, general things you cannot buy or sell during itikaf. Obviously, you're in masjid, you cannot do that. And social activity also, you should select other time. And also, you have to if you're doing itikaf, you have to make sure that you're not making a mess in the masjid. So some people are like, they think that, oh, we are doing itikaf, we can do whatever we want. Some people are not very careful. They just like throw their clothes here and there and not very particular. They sleep wherever they want. It's not appropriate. It's that it's a masjid. You have to respect the sanctity of it. And especially we have carpets here, and it's a summer season now. And if you are sleeping directly on the carpet, it's not good. It's better you bring your sleeping bag and sleep on it, because people will be making sajda, and we don't want to have bad smell coming out that can affect people's prayers. So you have to make sure. And also when you use bathroom and stuff, make sure you respect the bathroom in general. And also make sure your clothes are in the right place and not scattered around. There are things which are permissible in itikaf. What are these things? Generally you can do everything in itikaf. It's not like it will break it. If you have an essential need, you can go out of the masjid. If you just go out for no reason, I want to take fresh air and take a long walk, then that's not a valid reason. You have to have a very good reason why you need to go. The necessity should be there. For example, if you don't have food and nobody is bringing you food, you don't have any choice. You have to go out and eat something. You're hungry. So that is a valid reason. And also, we have bathroom downstairs, right? What if the bathroom is out of order, it's overflowing or whatever? You have to go out, probably your home. That is okay. Now you have a valid reason. And also, if you want to take a shower, and if there is no such arrangement in the masjid, you can. Now you have a necessity. You have to take a shower. That's a valid reason. Can you go to visit a doctor? That now depends. Now, if you have a sickness and you need to take medication, you need pills, and you think that you might be having flu, you want to get it checked, that's okay. You can go and trade to the doctor, and if the doctor says it's okay, you can continue your itikaf, then it is fine. There's no problem with that, inshallah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in fact, there is this hadith in Sahih Bukhari. His house was actually attached to the masjid, right? So he, sometimes Aisha radiallahu anha, he would actually put his head inside the house, but not go in. And Aisha radiallahu anha, she used to comb her hair and oil it and take care of the hair. So that's one indication that the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would not leave the boundary of the masjid. He would just put his head, but he would not enter his house. And also, you can put a tent or a mattress or a mat. It's fine. You just what you see here. Just grab a corner in the masjid and you can put a tent or mattress. But many people think that if you are in itikaf, you need to have such kind of arrangement. No, you don't need to. You can just grab any corner, put your sleeping bag or whatever, you can just sleep there as long as it's not interfering with the general prayers. You can just grab any corner or sleep anywhere, no problem with that. But usually it's for more privacy reasons you have this tent set up or mattress or some kind of covering. That is okay, that is permissible. In fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also, as we said, he used to have his own tent. And also, if you are performing itikaf, can wife come to visit you? Can you meet your wife? Is it okay? We mentioned earlier the physical actions itself, that was prohibited and it would break itikaf, but just meeting and talking, that's not a problem. That is not a problem, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was making itikaf, one of his wife came to meet him. Actually, many wives came to meet him, but this wife who came to meet him was Safiya bint Huwai, and when she came, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was talking with her, spent some time, and he said that I will escort you to the home. And he was walking with her, and he took her up to the house, but he was still in the boundaries of the masjid. And this is the same hadith wherein there were some two people walking by, and when they saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and a woman with him, they just started to move away quickly. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped them and said that, slow down, this is my wife Safiya bint Huway. So they said, Ya Rasulullah, subhanallah, Ya Rasulullah. Basically meaning, do you think we suspect you that you are with other women? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Shaitan, he flows in the human being the way the blood flows in the veins. That's how Shaitan is. So I feared that he may have suggested some evil in your hearts. So that's why I made clear that this is my wife. This is a hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari. Can we use phones and emails during itikaf? Is it okay? It is okay. It is permissible. You can use phone, you can use laptops, whatever. But general thing still applies that, if you have a need, then you talk. You can still talk with your wife, children, that's okay, but minimize as much as possible. You should spend more time just spending with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you can listen lectures in laptop and stuff, that's no problem with it. In fact, it is better if you are not able to worship, make a lot of salah, you listen to lectures. That way you're still connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One thing that I want to mention that, if you ask a brother, you're in itikaf, why are you coming to your house now? So he would say that, I wanted to eat food. That's why I came here. But you have to tell him that once you finish your eating job, just come back quickly to the masjid. When your need is satisfied, you have to come back quickly. You cannot be like, I will wait here for 2-3 hours. No, that will break your itikaf now. As long as the necessity has been met. Now, when the necessity is met, you have to come back. The last thing that I would want to talk about here is some issues that is related to this itikaf. Changing of intention. So, for example, you wanted to do itikaf, for example, 7 days, right? And then you said, you know what, I want to make it 5 days because I think I have other issues to take care of. Can you do that? Or maybe you want to make it 10 days. So you originally came for 7 days, now you are changing to 5 days or 10 days. So the scholar said that it is okay, there is no problem with that. Your itikaf, every day you make itikaf, that period applies from sunset to another sunset. That is okay. And what if, do you need permission from parents? Like we have kids here and they want to perform itikaf. Do they need permission? If the parents say no, you cannot make itikaf, but they are very much into spirituality and they want to make itikaf, can they do that or not? The scholar said that no, they cannot, because obeying parents is what? Is it sunnah or is it fard? It is fard, it's obligatory. While itikaf is what? Sunnah. So sunnah is, obligatory is more than sunnah, is it not? So that is the reason why the parents have to be, we have to obey the parents. And inshallah, if you had the intention, you will get rewards for it, but you will get rewards by obeying your parents. There's so much emphasis that scholars place on obeying the parents, that it is, like they are like after Allah and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the parents are the third most. You have to very, very particular whatever they say. Make sure that they are satisfied. Make sure they are happy with you. Try as much as you can, but this is not a simple thing. If you die and if your parents are not happy with you, your akhirah can be in real danger. So be very, very particular. Try as much as possible and make them happy. And this is something that people do not care. There's some people are like, oh, I heard in the halaqah I have to do that and this, and they forget about the parents. You have to make sure your parents are happy with you. And also that I want to talk is, before this, can you do multiple i'tikaf in Ramadan? Like I want to do just on the weekends, like every Saturday and Sunday. Can I do that? Like four times. So I make it and then come back home, and then 2 days again next week and come back home. You can do that. There is no problem with that. In fact, this is what we should be doing. Not everybody is like retired, or not everybody has free time. We all have work. The best thing that you should do, you really love Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you should plan ahead and you should try to take 1 week vacation from your work and make sure that you spend that week 10 days in your itikaf. That's the best thing. Most people do that. So that's how you should prepare yourself. But if that is not feasible, then you should try to squeeze in some time here and there. Try for 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. If you cannot, if you're super busy, grab 1 weekend and just stick to that. Inshallah, at least 2 days, brother. At least 2 days or 1 day. If that is not possible, you should try to make itikaf. This is again sunnah that people are neglecting, and unfortunately it is getting lesser and lesser. And as scholars really, whenever they talk about itikaf, they always show their concern that how people are, as we are progressing to modern generation, more advanced capabilities that we have here in the masajids, people are reducing in number, and this is very, very problematic. So this is the reason why I chose this topic, because there are some sunnahs which people are forgetting, and this is something which we should not take it lightly. And even it's better that you plan to do i'tikaf with your kids. That's better, because they will know what i'tikaf is. But but of course you should not let children play during i'tikaf. You teach all those things, but it's good that they will learn what i'tikaf is. Last thing that I have here in the slide is the role of the community and the masjid management. The thing here is that if somebody wants to do i'tikaf, don't just ignore that mutakif, right? You should try to show your pleasure and happiness that this brother is doing, and he's like making a sunnah live. He's protecting us from making this sunnah loose. So you should be happy about that, and you should welcome him, and you should try to help him as much as possible. So in Ramadan, if you see a mutakif, ask him, go to him, brother, do you need anything? Maybe he doesn't have arrangement for food. He just lives by himself. So ask him, can I bring everyday suhoor to you? Can I bring everyday iftar? Do you need anything? Do you need some medicines or anything? Just ask him. So that's something that you have to do. Also take care about, about some, maybe he needs to take some bath or shower. If he needs some additional things, just ask him. And also, masjid should also be, the committee members should also make sure that masjid is ready and capable to host i'tikaf. Make arrangements for that. Make sure the bathroom is in order, shower is in order, and also make announcements beforehand. Mutakif should not feel like, oh, I am being like a burden to the masjid. That's bad. He should not have that feeling. That will affect his i'tikaf. So make sure that people feel comfortable in i'tikaf, and inshallah, when you give that much of confidence in them, you will be rewarded for the i'tikaf that they are doing. So again, brothers, in Ramadan, this coming up, try to enliven this sunnah, and at least 1 day minimum, please try to practice the sunnah and come here before Maghrib Salah and leave the next day after Maghrib Salah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to practice the sunnah and give us all the rewards and help us implement the knowledge that we learn. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.